Hello and welcome to a new video on my channel. Sorry for the last month. I have a few problems in real life, and the problem was that I played too many games before the WTC, and it together with real life, it was really a problem to make then, in addition, videos for my channel. But in the future, I think now it's a little bit not so stressful, so I will back again, and also Skaven are back again, and I will do more content with Skaven, and I will play a few tournaments also in the next month with Skaven, I would say. Much has changed from 1.5, and I will talk in another few videos about what have changed, which options we have when we play with renegades. So in Germany, most tournaments now starts also with the renegades rules, and that makes it a little bit easier for us in total. The problem on the WTC was there we didn't play with renegades, so I must play with the rules the Skaven has. And yeah, before we was thinking maybe I could play Bretonia or Warriors of Chaos, and I said I have no problems with this. But at the end, my team decided, or our captain, that it's better when I play an army I really know, where I don't must thinking so much what I'm doing. And so at the end, I played Skaven on the WTC. I must say, I was testing a few lists for other players in our team, and it was a long time not clear that I play Skaven. And after the WTC, I was thinking maybe I should do one or two more games with Skaven for a little bit more practice. But that's are details, and in total, I'm really fine with the result and how the games went. But there's every time something what you can do better next time. So next time I would say maybe I will play a little bit more games with my list in front. One more thing, also very, very sorry, but I was so concentrated on the WTC, on my games, that I didn't make pictures. It's really terrible after the WTC when I was thinking, okay, now you want to make a video, and I don't have any really pictures of my games. And so I can only talk with you and show you via voice what I have done, and maybe go shortly through my games. And after I'm talked about how my games went, I would say I will talk a little bit what I would change maybe in my list. What's maybe better for the next tournaments. Yeah, I would say first we go through my list I was playing on the WTC. Okay, then let us start with my list. Before I go through my list, there was a few discussion inside the team, and my first list has a unit of plague monks and a plague priest. And I tested on the boot camps with this list. But after the boot camp, my team captain tells me, we don't want to have a list with frenzy. And I was telling, I have no problems with frenzy. I played this the whole last year, but they told me, okay, no, we don't want frenzy, so I must play something different than I played before. Because last tournament I played direct before 1.5. It was a tournament in Berlin. I played my list from December from the team tournament and worked really well with it. So I went this tournament 2 wins, 1 draw. But then I was thinking about what can I play to have more combat punch and to bring my opponent for problems and tell him, okay, when you want to fight with my Death Star, then you could become really problems. And there's not much armies who can really fight with my Death Star. It's all people who try it become really afraid of it. So we was thinking, or I came with idea to my captain, and he was really happy with it. And I told him, okay, I want to play 2 assassins because they have really high initiative, really high weapon skill, and they can also have magic weapons. And what's also interesting, I didn't really thinking before, but my captain mean, okay, and your opponent must also thinking maybe they don't stay or start in the Great Death Star. So in a few games, also when I tested, I didn't play them into the Death Star. And that's something, the first rounds, where my opponent really must thinking about, because I have done this, I think, in the second game, where I put one of them into 1 unit Night Runners. And at this point, it wasn't so easy for the gyrocopters to kill the Night Runners into combat. And it was 2 scout gyrocopters, and at the end they die. But for this we will talk later on. So first, like every other game, my general, it's not the warlord, it's the Gracier. And he has level 3 demonology for Steeds of Shadows, because Lore Formula Demonic Vessel, and then sometimes Summering, sometimes Demonic Vigor, and sometimes the Combat Spell, and then the Power Scroll, because he starts with D3 Warpstone token, and to cast one turn the really important spell like Steeds of Shadow, really safe. It's so good. Most times your opponent can't dispel it. And so one Power Scroll, it's absolute amazing. And then the Shadow Magnet. Shadow Magnet makes my Death Star -1 to hit for shooting. That's also really good because we was thinking that there will come much firepower on the tournament, and we wasn't wrong with this. So yeah, it was really good to have the Shadow Magnet. So then we have two assassins, one with Weeping Blade, so it's AP2, D3 wounds poison. Poison, it's not so good like before, but it's everything, every time nice to have. And another one with a dragon slaying sword. So if I play against dragons and he must thinking about it double or triple time if he want to fight with my Death Star, because normally one dragon goes into the challenge, and when he charge with more than one dragon, then there's a really good chance that I can kill the other dragon who doesn't stay in the challenge. And when he stay charge only with one dragon and stay in the challenge, he loses automatically the combat because of the statting combat dress. And so it's really nice. And he must also thinking maybe these assassins don't stay in the great unit. So he must also thinking, can I charge there or there? Maybe there the assassin stays inside. I do it in one test game where I put two assassins in one unit of Night Runners to protect the baggage train versus vampire counts, and then the Felbet came to me and thinking, oh, it's a really easy combat. And then came the assassins out and not Felbet, terror guys, and kill the terror guys. Was really nice. Then one chieftain with halberd and light armor. It's a nice cheap character, also for a little bit more damage, and a second way to go on a challenge, I would say. Then the BSB with two Skaven brew to give my unit frenzy. And what's more important, my characters, that they have more attacks and the unit becomes immune to psychology. Then I have the Storm Banner. The Storm Banner is very expensive, but when you play against dragon, it's really important because then you can have that one turn where he can't fly, and when you then cast Steeds of Shadows on your Death Star and fly 1 inch away from the dragon, then he can't get off and run really away from you. And like all my lists, the Skaven Warlord with the Fellblade. I don't think I must tell a lot about the Feyblade, it's one of my absolutely favorite magic items. I love it. I will also in future play it in every of my lists. It's absolutely a must-have for me personally. Yes, he loses over 6 turns statistic to wounds, and sometimes he kill himself, but this happen only not every game, and the chance is not so high that he dies early in the game. And if he dies in turns 5 or 6, most times it's not really important. And that's what I said before in the other videos, why he isn't my general. Because when he then die, I don't lose in addition 100 points more. Then we have 2 units of clan rats because we must. We play without renegades, so we must play 2 unit clan rats. I played like before with warp grinder to deny points. Both stay every time in ambush, and sometimes it's also really nice because they also tell my opponent you must protect your baggage train because I can come behind you, and then if you don't have enough protection on your baggage train, then I can put it easily down with the clan rats. So it's really nice, and most times I my opponents put a lot or a few things to protect, and it was easy because then they don't stay to the rest of my army. It was every time nice. Okay, then we have this time for the Great Death Star, the Stormvermin 40. It's a great unit with shields and Swift Strife banner and full command. Swift Strife is really important because when you win combat versus the dragon, you want to run him down if he flee. Or you would or you want to have the chance to run him down. So, and your charge range, it's really higher, and so Swift Strife is every time nice. And then I have my absolutely favorite unit, and it was so amazing. 3 units of 11 Night Runner. Absolutely great unit. One of my favorite unit in the Skaven rules. And I give them throwing weapons. Maybe you can ask why. Most times they doesn't kill something with throwing weapons, but when I give them throwing weapons, I can use one of their rules, fire and flee. And to have this option, it's really good. And the other really nice rule is evasive. And it's really important to protect your Death Star and your units against shooting, like Empire or Dwarfs or something else. And I must say, like I said before, it's an amazing unit. I love them so much. And a little bit spoiler, I only use over 5 games in total, 3 units completely. And that's really nice. So it was good invested points to protect my army. And they also can hold, because they are core, they can hold mission and can make mission play. It's really, really good. So that was my list. There was 2 armies I was a little bit afraid of. One army where I can't play against because Cathay with 2 balloons kills this list in when they are short enough into 2 maximize 3 turns. It's really terrible, and I can't do really anything against Cathay. That's really a problem, but we managed that I must play against Cathay. And the other one where I say I don't lose high, or don't lose great models, but the problem is then I must play very defensive and lose the objective game. It's versus Bretonia. Bretonia are also one of the horrifying armies for Skaven normally. Or it's not really easy. With the secondaries in addition. When you can't stay in one corner to protect you, that the Bretonian players goes around your Death Star and then charge from all sides. That's really a problem. And so I was thinking, okay, I don't want to play versus Bretonia. I don't really want to play versus Cathay. And that's the only 2 matchups I never can, or not really can play. And that's a good thing on team tournaments. With the pairing process, it can happen when you do the pairings right that you must play against these armies. That's really the difference to single player tournaments where I must play against every army who should be on the tournament. So now we can start with the VTC. So we want to talk about the VTC. Before, I must say it was so amazing weekend. I come or I drive on Friday to the hotel where the WTC was, and it was so nice to meet the other players from the other countries. Normally, I only talk about via Discord with other nations outside from, I would say, Belgium. Them I see a few times, but most players who were there, I don't see in real life normally. And so it was so good to meet them in real life and that we can talk. Mostly, I'm thinking I was talking with Team England. Yeah, because I really often write, or sometimes I write in last time more than before with Edward and Richie. Yeah, And so I was really happy to meet Richie and the rest of the English team in real life. And the location was really good. And it was everything there. You can sit together in the evening in the hotel and drink something, eat something with the other nations players, and only talk and have fun. And for me, it was not so much this weekend. I really only want to win this, and it's only the first place for me, what I want to have. It was more meet other people like friends and have fun and have an amazing time together on this weekend, on this tournament. And yeah, I think we have that. So, first game, we know it a few weeks before when the pairings came out. We must play versus Spain. And I must say, I not realized much of them. Maybe it's a problem with the language. So when you look at YouTube, they make only content in Spanish. And I don't speak Spanish, and so maybe I didn't see before much of them on YouTube. And so no one from us really know how good they are. And I was thinking they are good, but no one really knows it before. And in my first game, I get the Chaos player with double dragon. So it was one Great Dragon and one Warp Fire Dragon, and level 4 on Demonic Mount and BSB on Chaos Steed, I think. But I predicted an 11-9, and we played. I would say, Field of Glory with two strategic location, baggage train, and special future. And what was really nice, he must start first. And when you play with special feature, it's only scoring at the end. So it's really good to get second in this scenario. And I was really happy with this because I was thinking I completely stay in my plan, and I play the first turns really defensive and was thinking, okay, turn 5, you get in the middle, rush into the middle with the Death Star, and then at the end you score the objective and kill what he puts into the middle and give me in the middle. And he also knows he can't charge into me. And so he was also really more defensive, also with the dragon and the rest. And then in his turn 5, he failed the impetuous test of the dragon. And he must charge my great unit, my Death Star. And we both knew at this moment, normally that's not good. And it's that's normally the lose for the chaos player. And then something happens. What's a problem in TOW or can happen? It's a dice game. And first turn or first combat round, I put my champion into the challenge because I was thinking, okay, I win this combat, and so why I must risk something? It doesn't make sense, really. And he lost by 5. And he passes his leadership test. Okay, I was thinking, can happen. It's fine, I have time. And he only gives ground. And I said, okay, next round, it's my round, but that will be fine. So I follow up. And what I say, the problem is, it happens again. So I put this time my chieftain without great things into the challenge, and he loses again by 4, and he passes again his leadership test, and that was terrible for me because he stay in my way and I can't get around him. And it was his next turn, so I really must follow up. And that, yeah, at this point, it lost me, I would say, the game. If he one time, I don't must catch him. If he flee, and I'm free and can get in the middle, there stay only the knights and the BSB and near to it the mage with 1 unit of Marauder Horseman. That's not a problem for Modesta. And I would clear it really easily. But the problem is the dragon was in my way. And yeah, was really terrible. So in his round, I decided, and maybe that's, but this idea came me only after the tournament, and I don't know if I roll any 6s on one of my other characters with the Feyblade to wound. Maybe I should have risk the 140 points of the assassin with the dragon slaying sword. Maybe that would be the better idea, but I was thinking, okay, maybe the Weeping Blade and the Feyblade can kill him. And he also decided to make it, wants to make a challenge and to put my dragon slaying sword back because I don't accept it. And then the thing was, I only wounded with Feyblade twice, and then roll for the 2d3 double 1. And the Weeping Blade also really, I think, didn't wound. So doesn't make enough damage to win this combat because he rolled 6 for stomp attacks and I don't know. The dragon also, I think, hit everything. I also used a hand weapon shield, so I has 5+ armor save. But he rolled really good, and my dice rolls were really terrible. So I lost the combat and then fall back in good order. And was away from the middle. That was the problem. So I lost at the end the game because of the scoring. I lost 6-14 this game. Yeah, but it's a dice game, like I said before. So it's not the first time where dice goes so terrible in a game, and I was not really angry about it because it happens so often for me that something crazy with few dice rolls happen. So I was saying, okay, I do my best from the situation. My opponent tells me also if the dragon one time failed his leadership test, and he was also really afraid when as he lost the impetuous test, because he was thinking the dragon is dead. And yeah, it's dicey. So first round, I was not the only one where some crazy dice rolls came. Our Tomb King player plays the mirror match, and the Tomb King with the Ogre Blade and Hatred from the 3 necro attacks with 7 attacks doesn't. The Tomb King player on the dragon holds 5 of his 6 ward save, and he makes over 2 combat rounds with Ogre Blade only, and 7 attacks only each time, each combat round, only 1 wound. It was really crazy. But it can happen. We had it last year on the team tournament I played on the second day, and yeah, sometimes it happens not only in one game. So, second game we played versus Poland, and Poland, I must say, we know they have strong player. They also really good play on other game systems. And so we was knowing this will be a really hard round for us. And yeah, we lost, we weren't cap round 1. And our captain says us to play it safely. And I was paired in a, I would say, a really horrible matchup. When I would play my Plague Monks, I would play it in a different way. Because there I had more options to -1 to shoot and higher toughness. And Stormwoman has one problem. They have only toughness 3. And they have, yes, 3 up armor, but only 4+ against shooting. And I must play it against 16 gyrocopters. And that's so many shots who came every round from the gyrocopters. and he had one great brick with Snapper and BSB and other characters. And I was thinking, yes, I can fly to them. The question is, do I live after the round shooting when I don't get the protection of the Night Runners? And maybe that is one of that games I said before, what I maybe play one more time with my list to say it, if I can hold this or not. So I play it a little bit more defensive and play the objective game. We played second drawn battle lines with baggage train and strategic locations 3 in the middle. And yeah, I use my Night Runners every time to put them in front of the Stormvermin or behind or on sides, and then use evasive to get out of line of sight or to get hard cover, and to put the shoots against the Stormvermin away. And then, yes, I always make long lines. He charged one unit into the flank, and I think 2 models died because skirmisher rule and only models who can move his basic movement to come in contact. But there stays an assassin inside. And this was my right take at that moment. But the problem is I can't catch the gyrocopters, and that's really a problem. So maybe I should rush and kill his unit. That would have bring really much points, but the gyrocopters normally I can't get. Therefore, I didn't have enough shooting attacks, and but my opponent has the same problem. He also can't kill really anything because I always use evasive and get out of line of sight or away, and it was a really strategic movement game. And yeah, at the end we have a 10-10, and this was the only game where my Feyblade guy kills himself at, I think, the last round. It can happen, but in this game it doesn't make a difference. Before he killed himself, I was a little bit in front with points, and then, okay, I was back in points, but at the end it was a draw. And I was really happy with this because it's not so easy to play against gyrocopter spam. And no one else of us also wanted this. It's for most armies really terrible. And then with something like Skaven to play a 10-10 in this, it's good. It's fine. Yeah, the second round we lost also shortly, not kept, but was little bit annoying, and then we become the nicest guys. They also think win the fair play trophy against Team Waits. And it was so nice and so much fun. We play this game close quarters with strategic locations 2 and domination. Domination is at the end the scoring of quarters. And I must play it versus Null. It's a little bit the same like the game before. And yeah, he has some around about 30 outriders, general on dragon I say on Griffin, and one Hellblaster and 3 cannons. But on the other side, he has the same problem like the dwarf player. In the mid game, or I think second turn, I risk a little bit, try to win this game, but my opponent was smart enough to don't accept it and to run away with his Griffin flee reaction, and then gets through his outrider. But I could kill a few with my summering, and like I said before, he has the same problem like the dwarf player. I put every time the night runners around my storm vermin, and then the unit behind falls back in, use evasive and stay in front. The unit in front use evasive and stay behind, and so next turn the same again. I not really must do anything great, and so yeah, he gets a few table quarters. I get 2, I think. And at the end, the same like the game before, we ended into a draw. And this time it was also, okay, no one else wants really to play against it, or not many. So I take this game, and the other players from my team get better and good matchups. That's really important when you play a team tournament. Sometimes there must be one player, it's most times in this tournament was you throw one player on Cassie. Mostly he don't will win because the few armies who can play good against Cassie, the opponent team most times don't accept or to give you to play against Cassie. But this round it was really good and nice, and we could not only win this round with the team, we kept team rates. And then after this round, it was clear we must play on the next day versus Norway. And Norway has also one Skaven player and one player who was merged from Germany, because there went one guy shortly before the tournament off. I heard it was something in real life, and one player from Germany joined the Norway team. And so also on Friday we speak a little bit before, and I speak again with the Skaven player. And the problem is, I think it was not so early in the evening, and we talk and mean it would be really funny to play the mirror match for both. Yeah, my list would be better in the mirror match, but it's in this case it would be so nice to play this. And the Skaven player from Norway told he would speak with his captain. I also speak with my captain. Yeah. And then came the next day. And we put me as first defender. If you want to know how the pairing process works, then you can write it down in the comments, and I can make a video only about pairing processes. And maybe it's interesting for you. Then, like I said, write it down in the comments, and I will make a video how it works on team tournaments and what's important to know and to think about. Yeah, and what I should say, they don't put on me Skaven. They give us the options between orcs and goblins and cows. I was a little bit angry because the Skaven player told me the day before we should play, and after the other team see it, because I'm put my finger on my my eye and told the other Skaven player in a funny way, "Do you flee for me from me?" And after the prank, as a captain from Norway came and told me, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know that there was." I don't know the English word at the moment. That it's clear that we play a mirror match, or the decision. He would done it, but he didn't know it. So yeah, can happen because it was late in the evening and there was a few beers, and I think he forgot it. But it was not so important. We choose that I play versus a chaos player, and I must say, maybe I predicted too low into the dragons lists on the tournament, before the tournament. And the problem with the pairings is your captain can only work with the predictions you give. So in most times, if only if he knows your army better than you. But in this case, that was not the case. And after this tournament, I say, okay, maybe next time I must predict it in total higher, because dragons was the one thing I wanted to play against on the tournament. Because for my Death Star, it's really nice, because dragon can't fight with me. And this was in the games, realistic we play a change encounter with, in Germany, we would say Ring der Lust, with baggage train and domination and special feature. And here it was the same. I goes also second. That was really nice. And this was such a funny game to look at it. It was Chaos Army with Triple Dragon who tried to run away from my Death Star. He split them off, that it's harder for me to catch them. And yeah, he tried to run away from me. And the thing what I can really good is to play not so offensive and wait for the right moment where my opponent make a mistake or open me a door. And you can't over 6 turns protect all 3 dragons. That's not really possible. And there was, I think, in the 3rd round where I see a chance. And that was the point, like I said before, when I talk about my list, where I choose to activate my Storm Banner and then fly with Steeds of Shadows 1 inch away from his dragon. And he can't get away. And what was also really nice, he had near to his dragon 1 unit of Chaos Marauder Horsemen with Frenzy. So he gives me also movement. And that it's easier for me to come into his dragon. So it happened what must happen. It was the general dragon, and this time he don't pass his leadership, but he was so near to the corner that maybe if he would pass in the 1st round, but next combat round he would run off the board. So that this was clear in this situation. It was also really funny. One of my Night Runners units, I think they went over the whole game about 72 inches. They go, I'm around one time around the board from the top on my deployment zone up to the corner of his deployment zone at the end where the baggage train stays. And in this game I lost only 1 unit clan rats. I bring from ambush to protect the baggage, my own baggage train. Was killed by Warpfire Dragon, and but my Night Runners do a really nice job to kill some dogs with throwing weapons, destroy the baggage train, and at the end also stay in the quarters and stay all around the board. And what's also really nice on them, they are skirmisher. So they are really flexible when there come some monsters who has only 90 degree that he can't see anything. And so I goes every time around him, kill his general dragon and the other dragon. This was also funny, but I didn't catch him, and it was not really important, but the situation was so good. There was 20 clan rats, and I played them not with full command, I think only with champion and with warp grinder. And he charged the clan rats. Must charge alone because the knights who stay near I blocked with my warp grinder. It's also interesting. Warp grinder, when you use the normal rules, are not skirmisher. They are close order or open order. So you can use them to redirect other units. And the dragon goes in, it was his 5th round. Yeah, charged the clan rats. And then he makes, I think, only 3 wounds with his dragon. And then he loses the combat. And failed his leadership test and run away. I didn't catch him, but it was so funny. And that's one of the really nice things on 1.5, that you don't need really crazy big units to fight against dragons. It's really crazy. You need only command group, 25 models, and maybe a second cheap characters. If the monsters with characters on top can't go in these units alone, it's really nice. And 25 men most times are with a few factions so cheap. So yeah, maybe I will play more of them in the next times. Yeah. So it was really good game, fun game. Yes, my opponent, it was for him a little bit terrible, but he knows it before that it's not a good matchup. And his captain told him before, okay, try to save the dragons. Yeah. And so I win this game 73. Really good. And in this turn, we also managed to cap Team Norway with our team. So there was a chance after game 4 with a bad first day to, if we make enough points in the last game, that we can become 3rd. Because it was clear before the last game, if Belgium versus England draws, then they will get, or England only win small, then England will stay 1st and Belgium will places 2nd. And yeah, in the last game we played versus the Netherlands. And yeah, I played versus Beastmen with a big Death Star, a little bit like me. But the problem is, as long Beastman, it was also a white herd, stay near to their Hearthstone with Death Star, and they have a few more units around the Death Star, like Dragon Ogre, what he has. Then I can't fly into him. On the other side, it was the same. He know his Death Star without get around me with other things, what I never will happen because I also can fly away with Steeds of Shadow. Can't fight against my Death Star alone because that he will lose. So both sides play like before, really defensive. And I there get also the second turn, and we play encirclement with 4 strategic locations. And most time of the whole game, both of us has 2 strategic locations. And we play a little bit around. And then in his last turn, I wait for that he make a mistake. What he does in his last turn, I put 1 unit Night Runner behind a hill, but give a little bit line of sight. It was important for what I want to do. And then he decided to put his shamans, wizards outside of one of the units to throw magic missiles on them. And what he did before also was that he don't protect really his Hearthstone. All his units, because I not really do anything in way to his Hearthstone before, standing all a little bit far from the Hearthstone. And then he shoot magic missile on the unit Night Runners I was talking about, and I use evasive. And I should roll every result outside of 6. The problem was I rolled a 6. If I doesn't roll, I could fly with Steeds of Shadow. I cast the spell. I tell why in a moment. But if I would less fall back in good order 1 inch less, then I could reach his Hearthstone and stay as the nearest and controlling. So if I would have done this, I would have win this game 11-9. So it was 10-10 because I fly with this unit to this point, but to maybe try the shaman stay alone without protecting. So I try to kill him with my throwing weapons, the level 2, level 1 wizard who stayed there. But I rolled not good enough. That's okay. It was for me a little bit annoying that I didn't catch his Hearthstone. But like before, it's a dice game, and so it was okay. At the end, we win the in total against Netherlands, but not high enough. At the end, it was 10 points of 500 possible at the tournament. Who left? We left that we would become place 3. Yeah, could be better, but it was nice to play with the team. Team tournaments are such a great thing. It's win together, lose together, have fun together, plays in total together. It's also before the tournament when you speak about lists, what each one will play. It's so much fun. If you're thinking about and you have the option to drive on a team tournament, do it. Do it with your friends. The first team tournament not must be a high result. It's more to have fun and to play together with friends. It's not mostly so frustrating like if you play single player tournaments and you didn't get the right matchups. You have really crazy dice shit. And in team tournaments, if one have a game where dices go or something like shit, it doesn't matter because maybe on another table dices went really good. That's like I said, you lose as a team together and you win as a team together. And at this point, I must say congratulations to Team England, also on Team Belgium and Team Italy, who becomes second and third. But Team England do really the best job on this tournament. It was so great to speak with them and to have a look what they are doing and what's the mind behind the list and how they play them. It was so amazing. Yeah. And for me, the tournament in total, I'm so happy that I stay there and learned people and shown people I never see before. But I tell it before. So yeah. Okay. I would say this was the WTC. Now I will say a few things about my list. And I see that time goes on, so I think I will go in next week's in more detail what the changes of Renegades brings, of 1.5 brings, and Renegades brings, and which tactics may be the best in to Renegades and 1.5 or normal with 1.5. But therefore, I will play a few more tournaments. The problem also was the last half year before the WTC. I played many times other armies, other factions, and only one tournament before with Skaven in the last half year before. And so I will change it a little bit in the next months because I'm gets from the WTC a little bit really on fire to play Skaven again. And yeah, in total, my list, I think it was good, maybe. And that's a thing where I would say I would prefer a Plague Monk tester because they are cheaper and have higher toughness, and they are immune to psychology because of frenzy. And that makes sometimes really a difference. To protect from frenzy, it's most times not so difficult because you have much night runners, and when you play Plague Monks, you can also bring a few giant rats. And then, if you don't want to charge, you can manage that every time it's one model into the way that you don't must charge. That's not really a problem. There was one other list also with Stormvermin where I also was thinking about. That could be also an option. Put one assassin outside and put a Plague Priest with Demonology Law Formula on him and Warpstone token inside the list. And then give the Gracier the level 4 instead of level 3 and the Arcane Familiar. It's for Skaven such a great option because you can take 2 laws and you can decide how many spells from each law. And on the Demonology, the most spells outside of 5, the Wind of Chaos, I think, the Vortex, every spell is good. So if you roll on Demonology, it's not a problem. You want to have safe Steeds of Shadows and Demonic Vigor. But this you can also put on the Plague Priest and then roll 3 spells on Demonology on the Gracier and roll 1 time Illusion and change it direct to Glittering Rope. Glittering Rope is such a great option and really good, I think. And that would be something I would change because Glittering Rope on the Stormvermin, I think it's really important because together with Shadow Magnet, then they are -2 to hit for shooting. And I would say that can make a really great difference when you try to storm something like shooty lists. Also, I didn't test it really enough. What I said before, when you play Plague Monks and with toughness 4 and -2 to hit, it's maybe also if only 2 or less balloons are allowed, option to play versus Casey. But I can't say it really. This is one of the things I must test. there I must also say this was WTC without renegades, so I can't play a second Gracier when I want to play a Warlord. This is one of the bad things when you play without renegades. So with renegades, I think it's a little bit more easy because you can play a second grade wizard or a few other character options. And that makes it so much easier for Skaven. Yes, Skaven has also with renegades and in total a point problem because everything in the Skaven army it's too expensive for what they do. That's really terrible. Points costs are crazy on Skaven. When you look at other units of other factions who has the same profile or better profile and are the same or lower points cost. It's terrible. A Stormvermin. Stormvermin are three points too expensive, I would say, in total with shields. With this Woods line now. Yeah, but this is something I would say I hope Renegades will change or maybe TOs or comp systems will bring that Skaven can play more points. I would say it's the same for Lizardmen and Ogre Kingdoms. They are only really too expensive. Also with Renegades rules changes. But maybe this is a thing for another video. After the WTC, I said in the first moment, I don't will play in the next weeks Warhammer the Old World. And it hold on only one day. One of my teammates told me he can't play drive to tournament near 1 week after. So I make this video 8 days after the WTC. So before 2 days, I was 1 week, no, 6 days after the WTC back again on the tournament. And I played Skaven. And there I make a few pictures. And it was my first time ever I played Skaven with Renegades. And I will make a video in the next days and show you. And the spoiler on this side, I play another tournament on this Sunday. And I was thinking to play with dwarves. Or I really wanted to play my dwarves. And after last weekend, I was a little bit thinking, and then today I decided to bring again my Skaven and test a little bit other list. So at the moment, tournaments and private games, it's more testing what you can do with Renegades and maybe which options you have. And yeah, I will look. So there will come much more Skaven videos in the next weeks. I would say. Also, if you have any questions, let me know. You can write it into the comments. You can write me every time at Discord. If you have questions, or on the Discord channel of Close Order, it's a Skaven part. There I most times also react. That's not a problem. Yeah, and then I think I will bring in the next days. I must look how I can manage it this week, but latest next week I will bring then the next videos, and I will also work on a video what has changed on 1.5 and what give us that for options and what we must thinking about when we plan to drive to a tournament and to play special missions, and what we must decide for when we write a list for the new missions. Because mission play, it's something really different like before 1.5. Before 1.5, I could clearly say, okay, I can save play 10-10. That's now not so easy with also with Skaven. Because missions sometimes there can much happen, and so it changed everything a little bit. For me it's fine. I love it, but it plays it a little bit different. So I hope you enjoy it, and sorry again that I don't make pictures, but like I said, Skaven, it's not an easy faction, and so my fully concentration was on the WTC to play my games good. Next times you become pictures back, and I hope you like it. So if you want, put the like button and subscribe if you don't have, and then come back again if you're interested in Skaven, and maybe in the next months also in other factions again. Next time, I'm out for today. Your